Hey, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Design for Destiny. Yes. So today I came on to talk to a specific woman. So today I'm not talking to everyone, I'm just talking to her. The woman who had been feeling something stirring, right? Something shifting. That quiet but persistent pull in her spirit that says, there is more. There has to be more. There is something on the other side of where you currently are that you have not stepped into. And if we are being honest, it excites you, right? It's exciting, it terrifies you. And some days you are completely convinced that it is God, while other days you wonder if it's all in your head. If that is you, this episode is for you because I know that feeling. I have lived that feeling more than once, and I'm actually living it right now in this very season of my life. And I just want to sit with you today and talk about what it actually feels like to stand at the edge of new territory and what it takes to step into, anyways. And so, I'm Chantal. This is Design for Destiny. And today, we're going to get personal. Let's talk about that feeling first because I think we need to name it before we can do anything, right? It's not just one feelings, it's like a lot of feelings all at once. There's excitement, that electric can't sleep ideas coming at 2 a.m. kind of feeling, that makes you feel like you are on the edge of something significant. Like something is waking up inside you that has been dormant for too long. And right next to that excitement is fear, right? That's normal. But it's not the kind of fear that makes you feel like you're going the wrong way. It's a kind of fear that means you are about to do something that actually matters, something that requires a version of you that does not fully exist yet, something that may feel bigger than your current comfort zone. However, underneath both of those feelings, right? Yes, it's layered, okay? If you are quiet enough to hear it, there is a knowing, a deep, settled, this did not come from me kind of knowing that says, this idea, this direction, and this next thing, it came from God. Now, that combination, the excitement and fear sitting on top of each other, just there's this knowing, right? It's not really confusion, but what it is actually a calling. And the worst thing you can do with it is wait until the fear goes away before you move, because I need to tell you something that took me a long time to learn. The fear does not go away before you step into it, right? It goes away after, sometimes during, but almost never before. So you need to step in scared, right? And then you find your footing if fear is something that you're struggling with. Now, I want to shift a bit and talk about the God idea specifically because I think one of the biggest mistakes we make when something new is stirring is that we dismiss the idea because it seems too small. Maybe it seems too simple and too ordinary to be from God. We think God ideas are supposed to arrive with trumpets and full business plans. We think they're supposed to feel grand and impressive from the beginning. And when they don't, when the idea feels small or almost too simple, we put it down. We tell ourselves it's not from God or that it's not big enough to act on yet. I want to tell you about an idea I had that felt exactly like that, right? As I mentioned years ago, I was working at 7-Eleven. God told me to quit my job and start my own business, okay? The only problem was I had no experience. I didn't know what kind of business he wanted me to start. I didn't think people could make money from graphic design. And the instructions seemed wild. I was like, no way, God, this can't be you. Like, I'm already making minimum wage. Then you want me to step into, this design business type of thing and be broke. That was literally my mindset. I thought it looked really small, you know. However, though I had that perception, one of the things that was stronger than my fear was my belief in God. And so I said yes anyway, right? I moved on it, I built on it. I stayed with it through the seasons when it was not growing the way I hoped. I kept showing for it when nobody was watching, and the results were not validating the effort either. But over time, right, that small idea that looked unimpressive on the surface and really easy to dismiss, right, became the foundation of a business that has served over 2,000 brands online and generated over seven figures. So I'm not telling you this to impress you. I'm telling you that because I need you to understand something. The size of the idea at the beginning has absolutely nothing to do with the size of the impact it will eventually make. What matters is whether it came from God and whether you are willing to be faithful to it before the fruit shows up. I want to say do not sleep on your God ideas because it looks small right now. Small is how almost every significant thing starts. Now, here's something I've been sitting with personally in this season. So, Design for Destiny, you're hearing this new thing, right? This podcast, this community, this whole space, it is a new territory for me. So, I built a business. I know what it means to build an offer, grow an audience, generate revenue, and serve clients at scale. I have done that work and I am proud of what it produced. But this, right? Showing up in this way, having these conversations, building a space specifically for faith led women who are building with purpose, this is a new thing for me. Yeah, I would admit that, right? This is me stepping into new territory I have not stood in before. And I want to be honest with you, it comes with all the feelings I described earlier. The excitement is real, right? The fear is real at times. The 2 a.m. ideas are real. The moment of wondering if I'm doing it right is real. But here is what anchors me. I know what it feels like when something comes from God. I have felt it before. I have built from it before. And I know the difference between an idea that is mine, an idea that is His. And this is His. And so I'm sticking with it. Not because every episode feels perfect, not because the growth is always linear, not because I have it all figured out, but because I know where it came from. And I know that what comes from God comes with fruit, even when the fruit takes time to show up. Now, I say that because I want you to know that I am not speaking to you from a place of having arrived. No, I'm speaking to you from the road, from the middle of my own new thing. And if I can keep going, so can you. So let me tell you something about new territory that nobody puts in the highlight reel. It comes with ebbs and flows. It comes with seasons of momentum and seasons of silence. Seasons where everything is clicking and you feel unstoppable, and seasons where nothing seems to be moving and you wonder if you missed the turn somewhere. Both are a part of it. Both are normal and both are necessary. So the momentum season builds your confidence. They show you what is possible. They give you the evidence you need to keep going when things get hard. The silent seasons build your character. They reveal what you actually believe about the calling when the external validation is not there to prop it up. They show you whether you are building for the outcome or building because God said so. And so here's what I have learned from navigating both in my own business. The ebbs are not signs that you got it wrong. They are not God withdrawing his hand. They are actually invitations to go deeper, to strengthen the foundation, to do the inner work that momentum season did not require of you. Every business has them. You can ask a business owner, right? Every calling has them. The entrepreneur who sticks around long enough to come out on the other side of the ebb, she is the one who eventually experiences the kind of growth that does not look like luck. It looks like faithfulness because that is exactly what it is. So if you are in an ebb right now, if the new thing you step into feels quieter than you expected, slower than you hoped, harder than it looks like from the outside, I need you to hear me. You are not in the wrong place. You are in the building place. And the building place always precedes the breakthrough. And so here are a few practical tips, okay? Let's talk about how to anchor yourself when the new thing gets hard. I promised you some practical anchors, so let me give it to you, right? And so, anchor number one, write down the original instruction. When God first gave you the idea, the feeling, the moment, the clarity, write it down if you have not already. And when the doubt comes, when the ebb hits, when you are tired and questioning everything, go back to what you wrote, because the enemy does not come for average ideas. He comes for the ones that are actually going to make a difference. The attack on the vision is actually confirmation of its significance. So we can look at Galatians 6 verses 9. This is actually the verse I come back to more than almost any other when I am in a hard season of building. And it says, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And so I want to highlight at the proper time, not your time, not the timeline you projected on the launch plan, the proper time. And the only condition is that you do not give up. Anchor number two, stay close to women who are also building, not to compare, not to measure your progress against theirs, but because building in isolation is one of the fastest ways to talk yourself out of what God told you to do. You need women around you who understand the feeling of stepping into new territory, who will remind you on the hard days why you started, who will celebrate the small wins with the same energy they bring to the big ones. That community is not a bonus, it's infrastructure. Anchor number three, keep moving, even slowly. On the days when you cannot do everything, do something. Post the one thing, send the one email, record the one episode, make the one decision. Because momentum, even small momentum, is the enemy of stagnation. And stagnation is where callings go quiet. And so, let us close this out. Let us bring it home. If you are standing at the edge of something new right now, if that stirring in your spirit has been getting louder and you have been trying to talk yourself out of it, I want to speak to you directly. You are not crazy. You, my friend, are called. The idea that came to you in the quiet, the one that felt too simple, too small, too uncertain to act on, do not sleep on it. I built a 7-figure business from an idea that looked like nothing in the beginning. Not because I was special, but because I was faithful and because I knew where it came from. The new territory is going to feel unfamiliar, no doubt about it. That is a point. If it felt completely comfortable, it will not be new. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. It means you are growing into something God has already prepared for you. So I want to encourage you to just stick through the ebb, okay? Anchor yourself in what He said. Build a community around you that can hold the weight of the vision and keep moving, even on the days when moving feel like crawling, because the fruit is coming. It always comes when the idea came from the Lord. And so I am cheering for you from the middle of my own new thing, and I am cheering for you. Okay? Share this episode with a woman in your world who is standing at the edge of something and needs permission to step in. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Come find us on YouTube. And if you are ready to stop sleeping on your God ideas and start building it, the God Ideas program was made for this exact moment. The link is in the show notes. Step in, and I'll see you in the next one.